Nothing says rom like the look of this truck, am I right? Let me tell you, if the feel fits the look, right here, right now. Greetings petrolheads and welcome to romrom.net, the channel sharing the joy of sim racing and to It's a Mod world where we test different mods for different sims to see if they add to our enjoyment. Once upon a time, not too long ago, pickup trucks had 4 wheels and were used to transport stuff around. Now, a new era begins, one where pickup trucks have 6 wheels, because 6 wheels are better than 4 as 6 is a bigger number. Nah, I could never do marketing for these guys. Here's our review for the newest of Bruce Kel's mods. This vehicle looks gorgeous from the inside as well as from the outside, very detailed, a lot of love for the interior and the exterior. This detail is going to cost you though, because as soon as you have a full roadster racing, the FPS are going to drop like stock on Black Friday. While the centering forces on the wheel are good and you feel in a big car, the force feedback did not let me feel what the wheels were doing. Now, it may be the same in real life in this car, but my very limited experience with these kind of vehicles is that you feel quite well what the tires are doing and how the terrain under the tires feels. Because it's vital that you feel the terrain or you won't be able to maneuver around any difficulties. Of course, driving is not going to be easy on a racetrack. This vehicle is not made to drive tight corners at high speeds. When driving it around, remember it has a long braking line and understeers strongly. It behaves very well at low speeds, but despite the 10 gears, of which I only use the first 6 mind you, high speed isn't this truck's favorite pastime. On the Rallycross track, I felt I could drive the Hennessey around better, I suppose also because of the lower speeds than in Laguna seca. But somehow it felt right driving it on dirt much better than driving it on tarmac. Be mindful of the long braking line though. By the way, the marketing of this truck sounds as if they are trying to sell it to people with some shortcomings. Pure aggression on wheels, they say. Well, if I would need such a car, it would be to move around in difficult terrain, like SnowRunner kinda difficult, and not because of some aggression. What a laughable marketing line. Only works if you have to compensate stuff. Racing, as I said, led to very low FPS and the AI was not able to bring the Hennessey around the Rallycross track. All gave up in the first or second lap. Despite that, you can drive this vehicle around, especially around a Rallycross track, and it would be very interesting to race it against other human drivers. As was to be expected, the sound inside of the mod is quite different from the sound outside, as this truck is heavily padded and sound designed, like many modern cars nowadays, and the sound's quite good. Only there was a hiss every time I pressed the throttle. Normally I would have said it was the turbo, but the turbo hiss was there too and it did sound different. Maybe that hiss is an error in the sampling, maybe something else. On the other hand, I expected to hear a lot from the suspension, but those sounds were nowhere to be heard. This was an interesting experience, never mind the AI. While the FFP could have been better, I got a glimpse of what it would mean to drive such a truck and how it feels to drive the Hennessey. And it may even be fun to race against other players on Rallycross tracks, as I am quite confident this mod shines on those kind of trucks much better than on pure racing tarmac. I think all kinds of drivers will have fun driving it. Beginners should be especially mindful of the long braking line, which may screw up many of your corners though. But otherwise this mod stays quite put on the track as was to be expected. And with regards to Romrom, you can surely expect tons of videos sharing the joy of sim racing, so check the playlist to the left or the video to the right. Until next time, save fuel, collect pickup, and we'll see each other on the podium. Visit romrom.net to connect to fellow sim racers and sim racing fans.